Welcome back to Cord Cutting Today, where we break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting, including some new devices coming for cord cutters. We have a new Google TV device from one of the original Android TV box makers. Amazon's also announced a new line of smart TVs up to 100 inches, along with news about DirecTV adding more channels to its smaller packages, Fubo raising its price on its RSN fees, and a whole lot more coming up here in a quick second. First though, if you're new here and you want to find any of these stories, I always put a pinned comment in the show notes. You'll find a link to everyone there in the pinned comment and the show notes, so you can read each story and come up with your own opinion. I got a lot to cover today. Also, if you like what we do here, please consider hitting that subscribe button, hitting that thumbs up. Doing one or both lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do here, so YouTube recommends our videos to more people. We would really appreciate that support, and hopefully we can help you break free from the high cost of TV and still watch the shows you enjoy. All right, let's dive into it. All right, I'm gonna butcher this name, so I'm gonna spell it Ziaomi box. The S box, the third generation, is coming. Now, this is an updated version of Google TV. This company's been making Android TV and now Google TV powered devices for quite some time. If you watch some of my older videos from 5+ years ago, back when I was down in Texas, you'll find videos on it, me reviewing some of their products. Well, they've announced on their website this week a new streaming player on the market, not out yet. Now, there are some improvements here. You got slightly improved CPU processor and GPU performance improvements. But a lot of people are complaining about the 2 gigabytes of RAM on this, though the big selling point here is 32 gigabytes of internal storage, which I think for most people they will never touch, but it's a nice touch there. 2 gigabytes of RAM is not bad. It's not horrible. There's a lot of streaming players on the market that still have 2 gigabytes of RAM. But I think a lot of people, especially the price point they've been charging these devices at, we're expecting an upgrade to 3 or 4 or more. RAM is often a bottleneck that helps speed up the playing of different devices. Now, pricing and exact release date was not announced, but the second generation is in the United States selling for $69.99, with Walmart's on Google TV Pro at $50. A lot of people were hoping for a little higher specs on that part of it. I actually think it's not bad. It's still a significantly cheaper price than the Google TV Streamer 4K, which clocks in closer to $100. When this actually comes on the market, we'll have full reviews over at cordcuttersnews.com and here on YouTube. We're watching it closely. Speaking of new devices, Amazon Hisense has announced a new line of smart TVs from Amazon's Fire TV line from Hisense. Now, with this, they go up to 100 inches. They're going to be available in Mexico and Canada in the following months and in the United States. So you'll be able to start pre-ordering now when you watch this video. The pre-orders are live. You can find them in a link to it in the show notes. And it allows you to be able to have Hisense display technology and a Fire TV built in. Now, I think the big thing here is that they're really pushing the fact that they have a 100 inch. The 32 inch though will start at $149.99. So not a bad one. The 100 inch model will have a 120 refresh rate and offering mini LED 4K display, HDR+, adaptive Dolby Vision IQ, Dolby Atmos, FreeSync, and Fire TV ambient experience. Whew, that's a mouthful with all that. In the long run here, this looks like a very good budget to mid-range TV with a lot of features on it. Kind of taking on the Roku mid-range select series for the Roku TVs out there. Amazon already has a high-end mini LED, mini QLED, whatever it was, TV we've already reviewed here. Very nice high-end TV. Now they're coming in with a good budget-friendly mid-range price that compared to many other mid-range TVs is comparable or slightly better specs from what we're seeing initially. We'll be keeping a close eye on this. It looks like pre-orders launch on May 27th, and it'll be available through Amazon starting at, like I said, at $149 with that. Link in the show notes if you want to learn more about it. Next story up, DirecTV's new small packages are getting more channels. Now, DirecTV late last month announced a new lineup of small packages, including the My Entertainment package for $34.99. One of the big selling points here is it would include Disney Plus, Hulu, and Max for that price. Well, now Max is now live. They said it was going to come soon, about a month after it launched. It's now available. So if you're a My Entertainment subscriber, you now get Max included with that. Also, if you are a subscriber to their baseline package right there, the news and the what was the other one that had it on their sports packages? I apologize. I'm reading and talking, and my dyslexic brain sometimes just does not like that. The news package, which is $39.99, and the sports package for $39.99, has included some locals. Now with a deal here, more ABC locals will be included. So not only will you get some local news or local sports with this, you'll also get the ability to get more locals with that. And this comes after we reported that RSNs were coming there also for the sports add-on. Not a bad lineup. Check out their story for the full details from DirecTV they sent us. You can find out all the details there on that. Speaking of RSNs, in our next story up, Fubo is raising the price for some of its RSN packages to $16.99. Now this kind of lines up an announcement that they did back in January, but now customers are getting notified of it. You can find out more details over them. Some customers are not getting impacted by this. It seems to depend on how many RSNs and which RSNs are in your market. You will want to check out your email if you're a Fubo customer, see if you're impacted by this. It seems most customers are not, but some are. This comes as Fubo says the ever-increasing cost of this content is forcing them to raise the price. RSNs are some of the most expensive channels on television. Now this is a fee on top of the base package that Fubo charges, and it does vary depending on where you live. If you've ever used the Zap2It site, which was owned by Nexstar, it's a live TV guide site where you can go and enter your provider and see all the TV listings there. Nexstar has shut that down. Now, this became popular back in a time where not all TV services that were live and streaming offered a guide. Sling TV, Hulu, for example, both launched without a traditional grid guide, and this kind of became popular because of it. Now, since then, since their launch, both these services and pretty much every major service now offers a traditional kind of grid guide that allows you to look and see what's coming up. And because of that, I think that Nexstar has decided it's just not worth it, and they're now redirecting their website over to their News Nation News website. Now, Nexstar declined to comment to Core Cars News when we reached out for comment on this, but it's now being redirected to News Nation. Like I said, unfortunately, if you were somebody who used it, it's gone. There are other competitors out there that do similar things. If you Google, you find quite a few options. But I'm sure they were sick of paying for the guide data for this. We've looked at similar things with guide data, antenna data, and stuff back when I ran an antenna recommendation website. And what we found is it's very expensive. $10,000 or more for data that you get regularly with this. So I'm sure they were looking at it saying the website wasn't making enough money, so they shut it down and are just redirecting it this week to there. It's a great loss if you used it. I bet because of the growth of built-in guides, even like Roku TVs, for example, have built-in guides now allow you to surf channels and the like with it. And I think that's probably a big reason why it went away. Were you a fan? What did you use it for? Leave us a comment, let us know. All right, if you're an Amazon Fire TV or tablet user and you use their video game subscription service, Luna Plus, you're going to get a bunch of EA games. Now, they've been expanding this to new markets recently, including Sweden, Portugal, Belgium, Luxembourg, and more. And they also struck a deal with EA to bring more of EA games like Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Deep Space, and more free through its, with your subscription is a better way, included in your subscription at no additional cost at this time with it. Now that streams the games over the web and allows you to play video games on your Fire TV or Fire tablet or wherever it may be. If you use that, it's also supported on a wide range of other devices on the market like iOS and Android with it, PC and Macs too, along with LG Smart TVs and Samsung Smart TVs with that too, where you can download the app and use a compatible gaming controller to stream this stuff. Much like Xbox Game Pass, it's Amazon's competitor service to that. So check it out. Link in the show notes if you want to find out more about that and see the list of games and supported devices. All right, in our last story up of the day, Sling TVs adding some new free channels. 5 new channels went up live on Sling TV's free stream, which gives it the ability to stream free content there with that. Now, because of that, you can get things like Crunchyroll now included. They have I've seen different numbers between 500 and 600 live channels free. You do not need a Sling TV subscription. One of the big selling points for my Sling TV free stream is the fact that it includes a DVR for free. You do need an account to manage that DVR, but it's free. Check it out. Link in the show notes if you want to see all 5 channels that have been added. But that's it for today. I hope you had a fantastic week. Hope you have a great weekend. I'll be back all weekend with more videos. Take care. Be safe. Have a great day, everybody.